There had been a time when I'd thought we could be more than friends. I no longer knew if that were possible. Heat bloomed from somewhere nearby. I tapped on the dragon, and we ducked low, diving for the ground and staying just above the stone. It was harder for other dragons to see us that way. I didn't know how the dragons were able to see, but I suspected it had something to do with heat and movement, and I knew that the dragon mages who might be out hunting for us would not be able to see us so close to the ground, not nearly as easily as they could see us from the open sky. I had learned to make a weave that I could trace over the green dragon, and it caused a rippling of his scales, blending them into the stone so that he was not visible from above. It was camouflage, and it took energy to create, but it was a useful weave to make. It had taken practice, and though I could not use it for myself, I could use it on the dragon. We streaked above the ground, and I looked everywhere as we did. I couldn't see anything, but it wasn't so much what I could see, was it? We passed the ruined remains of a village. This one was recent. It had come after Ashan and I had returned from the kingdom. The attack had been swift, destroying the village, killing most within it. Some had managed to escape, and they had all gone to Affellah, where they were welcomed. The small city at the base of the mountain had started to grow, expanding out of necessity. Eventually it would claim all of the Vard who had once called the northern part of these lands home. It would be hard for them to live, though. There were few supplies, little water, and not much in the way of livestock. The servant's mantra chimed into my mind almost unbidden. "Affellah will provide." The thought grated upon me almost as much as this fabric irritated my flesh. Affellah might provide, but should Affellah have to provide? The people in these villages had done nothing. The dragon mages had attacked simply because they could, because the king was still tainted by murtar, or perhaps was the one who had done the tainting. I didn't know, and it occurred to me that I no longer even cared. At this point, all I really cared about was protecting what people I could, saving as many as I could. And then, I didn't know. The servant claimed I needed to find my journey, and it was the journey that would reveal the truth of Affellah to me. But what was that supposed to be? I had come to the Vardlands searching for understanding, and I had come upon some, but not nearly enough. Not nearly enough to know what I was supposed to do, nor what I might find as I searched. Another bloom of heat came. That was what I hunted for. Blooms of heat like that suggested to me that there was a dragon. I could feel it, and while there might be others in these lands who could also feel it, I knew that I had the best potential to offer some measure of safety. It was because of my connection to the dragon cycle that I thought that I could do something for them and could offer a level of protection, or safety perhaps. We streaked toward that sense. We reached the northern edge of the Vardlands, where it transitioned toward the southern reach, and we stayed low. As soon as we started across the southern reach, I no longer held on to the camouflage of the dragon. It was not necessary. His green scales would blend in with the vibrant grasses as we sped across. Reaching the forest, I could feel something there, some hint of energy, something that suggested to me a dragon was here. But perhaps no longer. The heat blossomed again. This time it was to the east. The dragon banked, knowing which way to go. But when another bloom came, this one from the west, I motioned for him to circle. We stayed just above the treetops, not wanting to get too high or reveal our presence. As we circled, I began to feel something, and that heat became apparent again. I focused on it, trying to feel something, trying to recognize what it was that I detected, and struggling to do so. But as I focused, I began to recognize a pattern. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to recognize that pattern or if it was not something for me. Either way, I could feel it. That pattern formed around us. It worked upward. The dragon continued to circle just above the treetops.